Now we're ready for chapter 3, and we're going to talk about some geometric construction techniques that he'll show you how to do just in general, and some more editing tools. Pay particular attention to what units you're drawing in, and he'll show you again in this chapter, as I did before, how to set those. We're going to use object snaps again. Something new will be the fillet command, the edit command. The trim. We think we've used trim probably. He'll go over 4 basic construction techniques: how to bisect a line or an arc, how to bisect an angle. Bisect, of course, means cut it in half. And then circles through 3 points and lines tangent to circles. As individual things he's going to go over, and then he'll use them inside of the drawing that you're going to do. So implied geometric properties. There are certain things that an old drafting table would be a table that lifted up a bit, had a big piece of, I should probably already get a picture of one, but had a big piece of paper on it and had a T-square on a movable mechanical arm. And so it was easy to do horizontal, vertical lines at particular angles. And then they had tools for drawing circles, French curves, and etc. And so the geometric constraints are going to be things like lines being vertical, lines being perpendicular, lines being horizontal, concentric arcs. So there's quite a few for you to look through there. A circle through 3 points is one way that we can draw circles. There's several options, as you can see. There's the 3-point circle. It's one way to specify a circle. You give it 3 points and you define the circle. So they'll give you an example of that. And then there are, we always talked about tangent radius in the earlier chapter. And then there's drawing a line tangent to a circle from a point. And he'll show you how to do that. That's one of your object snaps. They used to make a big distinction between running object snaps and static object snaps, not so much anymore. But there are some object snaps that you'll turn on that you want to leave on, and then some others that you don't want to leave on all the time, but you want to go get for one particular command. Here's another variation on the circle when you've got 2 tangent lines and a radius. That's your TTR. We've done that one before. Those are just standard geometric construction techniques. Given a circle of given radius tangent to 2 lines, and then that's what he was doing, and then we trimmed it. So you specify 2 lines you want to be tangent to, you specify the radius, you'll draw it, and then you can go back and trim. We'll use the trim. We've already mentioned construction lines before. I used those in the last example. I'll use them again here in just a minute. The difference between the regular line command and the construction line tool: the regular line command runs between 2 points. The construction line is infinite. So basically you tell it you want it vertical, you want it horizontal, you want it at an angle, or you want it to bisect an angle. And so I'll use that a little bit, those construction lines, as we go on forward. Remember that if you're in the middle of a command and you don't like it, you need to change it. You can hit the escape key and then start over. Also, the space bar. If you've done a command like a line command and you ended it, you want to do another one just like it, you can hit space bar instead of redoing the command. So that was, that's your thumb on the keyboard often, so it's easy to do. We're going to use some new off the modify toolbar, the offset command, which we use a lot. And he'll go over how to use the modify command. Your object snaps are down here. You hit that little scroll and it'll show you, and you can click on them there, or you can hit the box and it will turn it off and on, or you can go slow on the bottom of the scroll. You can go down and it'll let you set your object snaps. The ones I sort of like to keep on are endpoint, midpoint, center, intersection, quadrant, and tangent. I don't usually keep perpendicular on in parallel, but sometimes you can, or extension. So you'll just decide after working which ones you like to have on all the time. All right, here's what we're going to draw. We're going to draw this gasket. You'll draw the outside. I think it's the outside you'll draw. And then he'll show you how to use the offset command. What offset does is copy a shape. So copy a line, copy part of a curve. So to do that, you'll have to make sure it's all one object if you want to offset the whole thing, and he'll show you how to do that. So we'll draw the outside edge using the things that we've learned. Make sure you get it in the right units. He shows you again in this chapter. He showed you in chapter 1, chapter 2. It's on that format tab. Make sure you're picking the units he tells you to. And I will count off for units. If you do an end of the chapter, you need to look on it. It says what units are on it. If they're wrong, I'll count off for that. New modifier, we're going to use the fillet, the offset command, explode command, the move, copy, and trim. Another one he'll show you is how to use the area inquiry tool. They'll let you go check and measure some. In fact, there's several others there you can see. You can measure distances and radius. That's different than adding dimensions to it. We're not going to do dimensions until chapter 5, so I don't expect you to add dimensions to your graph yet. Some of you probably already know how. It's an easy thing to figure out, but we're not. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about going in and measuring it. All right, here's the chapter 3. I think we're supposed to do exercise number 4. And here's some hints on how I drew that. So you see what shape it is. And you can see there's my construction. Got the construction line, construction line. Now it's only infinite. I probably trimmed it off. That's why it's not infinite in both directions. And there's my construction circle. So everything's hinging off of that. You can see I want to draw these circles and the big circle and trim. So I'm going to do the intersection of my line, which is at 75 degrees, and whatever I pick to be my origin. Both of these will be centered on that origin. Both of these will be centered on that intersection point. And then these two radii will be centered, I believe, on that same point. You can see, yeah, I believe they're centered on that same point. So I'll start by using two construction lines, a horizontal one and a vertical one. You just hit your construction line tool, hit H, and then with my grid snap on, go down and click, and then escape out, and then space bar, and then my construction line, and then I'll do vertical, a V for vertical, hit enter, and then pick it, and then that's where the center of that. I've set my coordinate system. And then I drew, I think I drew two lines at 60 and 135, so I'd have 75 in between. Construction line, and then I used that as the center, made a construction circle. It's a radius of 6, and then I trimmed away the circle. And then at those intersections, I put my circles. And then I used tangent radius circle here with the right radius. I used tangent radius circle here with the right radius. And then I used tangent line to the circles here. And then I went back and trimmed it all. I did do an offset. I did some offsets to here, and from here to here to get those inner edges, and from here to here. So I did use the offset for 3 edges. And then did my trimming, and there you have it. So if you got any questions, give me an email. We'll see if I can answer them quickly. Good luck.